everyone. I am Maurice Ilustrisimo, and now I'm going to discuss about the chapter 11, which is the school policies and their function. Before ko proceed sa among topic, let me present our learning objectives. So, at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first learn the proper rules on how PTA funds are collected, kept safe, and spent. Second, know the activities that are not allowed and the limits of what the PTA can do. Lastly is to value the importance of rules and working together to keep the school organized and successful. Policy on collection of contributions. Cognizant of the need of an organization for adequate funds to sustain its operations, a duly recognized PTA may collect voluntary financial contributions from members and outside sources to enable it to fund and sustain its operation and the implementation of its programs and projects exclusively for the benefits of the students in the school where it operates. So this statement means that a recognized PTA or parent-teacher association is allowed to ask voluntary financial contribution from parent, members, or even outside supporters. The purpose of this contribution is to provide enough fund to the PTA to continue its activities, projects, and programs. So the contributions are called voluntary because parents are not forced to give money. Any amount given is based on the willingness of the members to support the organizations. The funds collected must only be used for projects and activities that will benefit the students and improve the school. This may include programs for learning, school improvement, projects, school activities, or other school needs. In simple terms, the policy reminds us that the PTA can raise funds to help the school, but the money should always be used properly and only for the welfare of the students and the school community. The contribution shall be collected by the PTA treasurer on a per parent member basis regardless of the number of their children in schools. So the PTA contribution will be collected by the PTA treasurer from each parent member only once. So the amount to be paid is based on the parent, not on the number of their children they have in the school. So for example, if a parent has 2 or 3 children studying in the same school, the parent will still pay only one PTA contribution because the payment is on a per parent member basis. This policy helps make the collection fair and prevents parents with many children from paying multiple contributions. It also makes the collection process simpler and more organized for the PTA treasurers. No collection of PTA contribution shall be done during the enrollment period. So PTA contribution must not be collected during the enrollment period. This means that while parents are enrolling their children in school, they should not be asked for the PTA contributions yet. The purpose of this policy is to prevent parents from feeling pressured to give money during enrollment. It also reminds everyone that PTA contributions are voluntary and should not become a requirement for students to enroll in school. In simple terms, enrollment and PTA contribution collection should be separated to ensure that every learner can enroll freely without financial pressure from PTA payments. No teacher or any school personnel shall be involved in such collection activities. So the teachers and other personnels, they are not allowed to participate in collecting PTA contributions. The responsibility of collecting contribution belongs only to the PTA officers, especially sa treasurer. The purpose of this policy is to avoid misunderstanding, pressure, or conflict between teachers, parents, and students. So teachers should focus on teaching, and school personnel should focus on their official duties, not on collecting money. Safekeeping of funds. All collections of contributions or proceeds of fundraising activities shall be deposited in a reputable banking institution as determined by the Board of Directors. So the safekeeping of PTA funds, it states that all money collected from contribution or fundraising activities must be deposited in a trusted or reputable bank just chosen by the PTA Board of Directors. The purpose of this policy is to make sure that the funds are safe, properly managed, and protected from loss or misuse. Keeping the money in a bank also helps maintain transparency and makes it easier to monitor and record all financial transactions. Instead of keeping the money personally, the PTA must place the funds in a secure bank account to ensure accountability and proper financial management. The PTA's treasurers or a duly authorized representative shall undertake collection and shall issue official receipt or acknowledgement receipt. So only the PTA treasurer or an official authorized representative is allowed to collect PTA contributions. After receiving the payment, they must provide an official receipt or an acknowledgement receipt for the person who paid. So the purpose of this policy is to ensure that all collections are properly recorded and transparent. The receipt serve as proof that the payment was received and help prevent misuse or loss of funds. So the policy ensures that only authorized persons handle the collection of money and that every payment is properly documented for accountability and transparency. And no shall any school officials or personnel be entrusted with the safekeeping and disbursement of collection made by the PTA. So the school officials and school personnel, they are not allowed to keep, manage, or release the money collected by the PTA. The responsibility for safeguarding and disbursing PTA funds belongs only to the PTA officers who are authorized to handle the money. The purpose of this policy is to separate school responsibilities from the PTA financial matters. This helps avoid conflicts, misunderstanding, or possible misuse of funds. It also promotes accountability and proper financial management within the PTA. In simple terms, PTA money should only be handled by PTA officers and not by the teachers or even principals or other school personnel. All disbursements of funds shall be in accordance with generally accepted accounting and auditing rules and regulations. All PTA funds must be spent properly and legally by following accepted accounting and auditing rules and regulations. Every disbursement or release of money should be recorded, documented, and supported by proper receipt and so the purpose of this is to ensure transparency, accountability, and proper management of PTA funds. It helps prevent misuse of money and makes sure that all expenses are clear and can be checked and audited anytime. first is interfering in the academic and administrative management and the operations of the schools and of the DepEd in general. So this means that the PTA, or the Parent and Teacher Association, they are not allowed to control or take over the work of the school leaders and also the Department of Education. So they should not make decisions about teaching, school rules, grading, hiring teachers, or how the school is managed. So these responsibilities belongs only to the school principals, teachers, and the DepEd officials. The PTA rules is only to support the school, not to interfere with how it is run. Engaging in any partisan political activity within school premises. So this means that the PTA is not allowed to do any political activities inside the school. So they should not support or promote any political party or candidate while inside school grounds. They also should not hold meetings, campaigns, or events that are related to political in the school. Schools must stay neutral and focused only on education, so political matters should not be discussed or done there. So the PTA should respect the rule to keep the school peaceful and fair for everyone.